Greetings, Humus Heritage family. Welcome back to another journey into the world of sustainable, resourceful gardening. Today we're settling a question that's been brewing in kitchen gardens everywhere. When it comes to nourishing your plants with everyday kitchen byproducts, which truly delivers superior results, sweet potato water or rice water? This isn't just about reducing waste or following trends. This is about understanding the actual science behind what these simple liquids can do for your soil and plants, so you can make informed choices that lead to tangible results in your garden. Let's start with sweet potato water, a resource many gardeners overlook after draining their dinner pots. The preparation couldn't be simpler. When you boil sweet potatoes, allow the water to cool completely, then strain out any solid particles that could invite mold or pests. The key here is using unsalted water. Salt will harm your plants rather than help them. Once cooled, dilute the liquid at a 50-50 ratio with plain water before applying it to your garden beds. What makes sweet potato water particularly valuable is its impressive potassium content. Potassium plays a critical role in flowering and fruiting, making this amendment especially beneficial for tomatoes, peppers, strawberries, and other crops where you're growing for the harvest rather than just foliage. Beyond potassium, sweet potato water contains phosphorus and magnesium, both essential for robust root development and overall plant vitality. The starch that leaches into the water during cooking serves another purpose entirely. It becomes food for the beneficial microorganisms already living in your soil. These microbes break down the starches into simpler compounds, slowly releasing nutrients in forms your plants can actually absorb while simultaneously improving soil structure and long-term fertility. The starchy nature of sweet potato water also helps with moisture retention, which can be advantageous during drier periods. However, this same characteristic demands caution. Over-application without adequate drainage can lead to soil compaction and waterlogging, potentially causing root rot or creating conditions favorable to fungal diseases. For this reason, sweet potato water works best for established, deep-rooted plants with good drainage. Apply it to the base of your fruiting and flowering plants every 2 to 4 weeks, but avoid using it on shallow-rooted specimens like succulents that are sensitive to excess moisture. Rice water operates on a different principle altogether, offering a more balanced nutrient profile and, when fermented, becoming a living solution teeming with beneficial bacteria. You can prepare rice water in 2 ways. The simplest method involves saving the cloudy water from rinsing rice before cooking. Just ensure it's unsalted. For a more potent version, leave this rinse water in a loosely covered container at room temperature for 2 to 3 days until it develops a slightly sour smell. This fermentation process is where the real magic happens. Unfermented rice water already contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium along with minerals like zinc and magnesium, plus B vitamins that support various plant metabolic processes. But fermented rice water takes things considerably further. During fermentation, beneficial bacteria species including Bacillus velezensis and various Enterobacter species multiply exponentially. These plant growth-promoting bacteria transform complex compounds in the rice water into more readily absorbable forms like organic acids and simple sugars. Studies have documented that plants treated with rice water develop stronger root systems, achieve greater height, and produce increased overall biomass compared to those watered conventionally. The beneficial microbes in fermented rice water don't just feed plants, they actively improve soil conditions. These bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen, making it available to plants. They solubilize phosphorus and potassium locked in soil particles, releasing these nutrients into forms plant roots can uptake. Perhaps most remarkably, they produce phytohormones like indole acetic acid, which directly stimulates root elongation and the development of fine root hairs. This enhanced root architecture translates to better water and nutrient absorption throughout the entire growing season. Application frequency depends on which version you're using. Unfermented rice water can be applied weekly to most garden plants, particularly tomatoes, peppers, and leafy greens. Fermented rice water is significantly more concentrated and should be diluted at a ratio of 1 part fermented water to 3 parts plain water, then used more sparingly, approximately once monthly. The bacterial activity peaks around day 3 of fermentation, after which the population may decline due to carbon depletion and dropping pH levels. This 3-day window represents the optimal harvest time for your fermented solution. So, which amendment reigns supreme? The honest answer is that it depends entirely on what your garden needs at any given moment. Sweet potato water excels as a targeted mineral supplement, particularly valuable when you're pushing plants toward flowering and fruiting. Its high potassium content directly supports reproductive growth and the development of storage organs like tubers and fruits. If you're growing crops where the harvest is everything, think tomatoes heavy with fruit or pepper plants loaded with pods, sweet potato water delivers the specific nutrients these processes demand. Rice water, especially when fermented, offers something more holistic. It's not just feeding plants but actively improving the soil ecosystem through microbial inoculation. The diverse bacterial population it introduces enhances nutrient cycling, improves soil structure, and produces growth-promoting compounds that benefit plants at a fundamental level. For leafy greens, young seedlings establishing root systems, or any situation where you want comprehensive plant health rather than just targeted flowering support, fermented rice water provides advantages sweet potato water cannot match. Consider combining approaches based on your plant's growth stages. Use rice water during vegetative growth to build strong foundations and healthy soil biology, then switch to sweet potato water when plants transition to flowering and fruiting, or alternate between them on a monthly schedule to provide both microbial support and targeted mineral supplementation. Both must be used with restraint. Excessive starch accumulation from either solution can create problems including mold growth, pest attraction, and in severe cases, soil crusting that impedes water penetration and air exchange. These kitchen waste amendments represent gardening at its most sustainable and economical. You're capturing nutrients that would otherwise go down the drain, reducing waste, while simultaneously building soil health and supporting plant growth. Start experimenting with one or both in your garden and pay attention to how your plants respond. Every garden has its own unique soil biology and growing conditions, so your results may vary from your neighbors. That's the beauty of observation-based gardening. If you found this comparison valuable, subscribe to Humus Heritage for more science-backed, practical gardening wisdom that transforms everyday resources into extraordinary results. Share this guide with your fellow gardeners, and let us know in the comments which amendment you're trying first and what results you're seeing. Together, we're building a community of knowledgeable, resourceful gardeners who understand that the best solutions often come from the simplest sources. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next episode.